Now we have gone through agency sales today. We've also looked at what do you sell and why do you sell it. The next step, and we've covered a sales process. So you have your identify, you've got your explore, you can have your two meetings or your one meeting, and then you send the proposal. So we've organized a sales process ready for you. Now let's look at the buyer's journey on your website. The buyer's journey is the process that takes the prospect through your website that acknowledges the stage that they are at in the decision making process. So we've talked about awareness and consideration and decision as the, have you got information on your website that satisfies all of these particular stages that they are in? Many agencies obsess about their homepage. However, it's not the most important part of your website. While your homepage should represent your brand, have clear messages on there about the work that you do and how you help your clients to get the results. And that is important. You also need to be looking at the landing pages and the website pages so that they have specific messages based on your buyer personas, based on the consideration stage that or awareness or decision stage that they're in. So let's take this as an example, a very simple example of if you have three decision makers, you've got finance, you've got sales, and you've got marketing. And if you looked at giving them information for awareness, consideration, and for decision making, you would then need 9 different pieces of content, landing pages in order to satisfy them. So thinking about it in that way is a really good start to look at. So have a video on your homepage. This is again agency positioning exercise. I kind of harp on about it, but that's why I start at the very beginning with that exercise, because you can see how many times you use it over and over again. If at all possible, you as the agency owner need to be front and center. Talk about the way you actually do get results for your clients, the way you help your clients, why you're in business, why you love being an agency, and what do you love, why do you love what you do? How do you do what you do in such a way? Really explain your story and put that passion onto the homepage of your website, because then you can actually splinter out. And this is a really good group exercise to do. So if you go and outline the different buyers' journeys, agree on your ideal clients. We did that exercise in the previous one. And then try and keep it to 2 or 3 buyer personas at the maximum. And then brainstorm those ideas for those 9 pieces of content that you can create for each of the personas, and reorganize the existing content on your website. If you did that matrix of the 3 different personas with the 3 different types and put a box and went, okay, let's take that old piece of content and rejig it and put it in this particular box. Now you are really ready to start taking the different personas through a buyer's journey. You'll need to gather pertinent client information in order to come up with a buyer persona that perfectly aligns with your target client's demographic profile and consumer habits. Let's look at all the points that you would actually need. So you would gather, background information like, what is the client's role in the company? What industry does the client belong to? What is the size of the company? For learning, you would look at what industry related books and publications does the client read? Like, where do they go to get this information? And it's specifically online. Are they always reading Harvard Business Review? Are they doing that online or in a magazine? What associations and networks is the client a part of? Where do they, are they on groups on LinkedIn? Are they part of business chambers of commerce? Find out where they're getting their learning. Who does the client report into, the particular buyer persona, and what are their key responsibilities? How is the success of the job role measured? So you need to understand, like, what is the finance person being measured on? Profitability of that company. So they need to make decisions around making sure that whatever they decide is profitable for the company, because that's what they're going to be measured on. Same thing with the salesperson. They're measured on sales. Marketing measured on marketing qualified leads. So understanding what makes them successful in their job role and combining that into the solution that you're going to provide them is going to be really powerful. What are the tools the client is currently using to generate leads and close sales? Challenges. What are their pain points? Goals. What are the client's goals in relation to the work that he does for the company? Does it mean if the finance person is actually going to achieve their profitability goal that they're actually going to get a promotion at the end of the year? Now, this is high stakes poker. This is really big for them to make a decision about choosing an agency that they can work with that can help them achieve their personal goals as well. And you need to understand these when you're going through the qualification process. Preferences. How does the client like to be reached? Do they like messaging? Do they like Slack? Do they like voice message? Like, you have to understand all the different ways that people love to communicate. Do they research vendors online? What are their preferences when it comes to research and being contacted? Do they still love email, or do they not want to talk to people on their email anymore? You know, you've got to figure this out really quickly. Incredible tools. Again, just HubSpot's been remarkable for creating these tools. So you've two here. What is a buyer persona? And you're actually going through that. And Make My Persona tool will actually walk you through all the stages, and you can print it out at the end. I highly recommend getting the sales and marketing team aligned on your personas. Yeah, you might have done them in the very beginning when you first started working in the agency, but when was the last time you refreshed them? Refresh them, get them solid and strong, and get them working for your business again. Print them out, put them around the office. I highly recommend in an agency getting them printed up and putting a page beside them that would spark content ideas, going, hey, this is our personas. Do you have any content ideas? Did you see anything recently that this would, that content that we could create that would satisfy this particular persona? And get the whole company involved. Another incredible tool for creating a buyer's journey is from digitalmarketer.com, and it's called the Customer Value Journey. You can download it there at that particular URL, but let me walk you through what that would look like. If you've done your buyer persona, so you're very clear about who you're talking to and the stage they're at. So we've done that work. We've got our 9-step matrix, and you've got that big picture up there. But let's actually create this on a walking through from the digital marketer point of view. The prospect might see an ad or hear about you via referral, or they might have seen something on Instagram or LinkedIn. Okay, so that's the awareness. They might hop over to your website or your social media or your YouTube channel and engage with some of your content. They might download a video or watch a video. Only then, like, they could be doing that for ages, but until they actually subscribe and give you an email address, subscribe to your blog, download a particular piece of content, until you have that email, you really can't start to nurture them in the way that will suit them. You would have to then completely nurture them, do workflows, talk to them in the way that they were, so that at some point they will convert. They might make a small purchase, or they might schedule a demo with you. And you can see there that you're going to keep going with that, you know, convert, engage. They could do a small demo, they could be back over again, more content. And until they feel comfortable, do they actually get excited about getting value from an initial transaction. So you will then go, that's when you get them involved and start to go, here, we have this core offer. Look at our core package. This will solve your problems. And they're excited about that. Now, as you work with them, you can do great work. You can sell more to them, and you have your ascension model. Every single month you're working on with them, show them at the end of the month why it's been great to work with you, what results you got for them, and move them to the next stage and upsell them. And this can go on for years. After a while, you know, once you feel like things have gone really well, definitely 6 months, start to talk to them about, maybe they give you a testimonial. Maybe do a video with them, and they could become an advocate, and then their successful story about them they'll tell their friends once you do a video about them and promote on your website. And now you start to actually get promotion and advocates. Fantastic buyer's journey, customer value journey. I mean, there's many different ways to look at it, but I personally believe between the HubSpot model, Make My Persona, and then this customer value journey, you are setting yourself up to have an excellent way of walking prospects and buyers through your service offerings. To support all of this, and we're going to dig deeper into this, pillar content is basically defined as a comprehensive guide on a particular topic. So when we go back to what used to be the old way of SEO and keyword research, so this is the evolution of SEO. Pillar content has many, many uses. So there's more to pillar content than the first piece. Even the most talented writers and content creators dread the idea of writing a long article at some point. What you need to understand is that when you do pillar content, you don't just do it once and consider it done. There are cluster topics that you need to write, so the work doesn't end with building out one pillar content. After all, there has to be a reason why they called it that in the first stage. Do not believe other people when they tell you that SEO is dead. SEO is not dead, it simply has evolved. Our online search queries have drastically changed, and so have the robots. They've got smarter and become more capable of finding and delivering relevant results. With that being the case, search engines are now more inclined to rank content authorities, such as those that provide pillar content and cluster topics. Pillar content has many uses. If you think pillar content has just one single purpose, just think again. Pillar content is multi-purpose and is driving traffic, lead converting, educational, and it can be used as a sales magnet. Gone were the days when you can just pull out some writing about something you don't understand. You can't fake it until you make it here. Now, the reason I bring up pillar content in this particular section around sales, and we're going to talk more about it in the marketing section about where it comes in, but salespeople answer questions all the time. You need to get those sales questions that they answer over to the marketing team so they can make huge, big, fat pieces of content in many different forms. So this is why I wanted to bring this up here. If you can educate your sales team about the importance of pillar content, the fact that they have incredible ideas to hand over to marketing, and the more information they have in their sales collateral, the better equipped they are to engage with prospects and close sales. So thank you for watching this video on what the buyer journey is for your website and for agency sales. We'll move on to the next video next. And if you have any questions, you can drop them in the feedback section below.